a computer that is connected to the internet will have at least 3 address assignments. It will have an IP address, a subnet mask, and what we call a default gateway. The default gateway is the address of the inside of the computer's router. In other words, the default gateway is the address at which that computer can connect to its router. Then the router can pass the packets to other networks. So when a client requests a resource and that request cannot be filled from within its own network, the default gateway is used by that client. And the router then moves the packets from one network to another so that that request can eventually be filled. One router will pass the information on to another router until the appropriate router is found. We can improve traffic management by dividing a large network into smaller networks. This is called subnetting. And a subnet is a division of a large network consisting of smaller separate networks that are each assigned a logical network IP name and IP address. A subnet mask defines which portion of the host address within an IP address is being borrowed to define separate subnets within a network. In other words, we may only be assigned one IP address that we can actually use on the internet. But that doesn't mean that we can't have more than one network inside of our organization. We can use subnetting to create smaller networks and thereby control our traffic much better in our organization. In order for routers to be able to pass information between networks, routers need to know about each other. And routers are extremely smart. Routers are little computers. And routers keep what's called a routing table. There are 2 different ways that a routing table can be kept up. We have static routing, in which the routing tables don't automatically change, but must be manually edited by an administrator. This is only appropriate in a very small environment or in a very static environment where there aren't a lot of changes. Dynamic routing is where routing tables are automatically updated as new information about routers becomes known. And the information is shared by one router to another router. So with all of this information shared, all of a sudden a network that is physically separate seems to be all one network. In other words, all of a sudden all these little networks are joined into one large network. And that's what we call the internet. Now, clients that are connected to the internet can use many services on the internet. And we're going to talk about the services that are available in our next section.